Hi guys, welcome. I'm going to be taking on Charles again. I've just played him like 4 times, but I'm just ready for more. I've just had like a 5 minute break, and I'm just absolutely ravenous for Charles tonight. Just ready to go. So this looks aggressive going after this square. So maybe we get like a, what do you call it, fried liver thing, um, against the sort of 2 knights, 4 knights thing. Well, it's just the two, isn't it? So here the move is captures, right? And then the move is this, and then the move is check, and then it's this, and then it's here, isn't it, with the queen? I went through this line a few weeks ago in because I misplayed this position before. I think it's this. Oh, wow! I've never seen that before. But we just take, right? But then they take. But then we take. What? Hey up! Hey up, guys! What's going on? This looks good. But then these lines are so complicated. I'm probably just missing some. Wait, oh no, if this, they take with the queen. And then if this not working. So do we throw in this? Because this is like this is the move, isn't it? And then if they go here, we go here, and then they take. Wait, if they take here, then we take with check. That looks gorgeous. King moves back, then we take this. I think this is the move. This is the um the sort of, it's symbolic of this position. Not symbolic. It characteristic of these lines, right? This is the move. This is the fried liver move. I want to get that in. What if this? Pressure there. Maybe if this is pinned in the future. But it's too slow. Too slow. We need to strike right now. This is a key moment. If here they just take my pawn. They take my bishop. But even that looks good. Here, they've got double isolated pawns here and here. And then yeah, they're probably going to win back this pawn, and we'll be even on material, but with just a better structure. But to win the game quickly, maybe something like that. And if takes, it looks devastating. Check with taking the knight. Then here, but that wouldn't come with checks. The pawn would be blocking, but we'd win a pawn. We'd be trading the knight for their knight and removing their castling rights. Right, so let's just go through this one more time. So if here if they go move the queen, I just win a rook, right? So they've got to take. Then I take this with check. King goes. The only move is there, or back there. And then I can take that if I want. Look, it looks good. But just simply that looks good. Well. But this looks more fancy, so let's do the more fancy one, guys. Bang! I totally didn't think that the pawn was just going to take me. You know what? That was so stupid. Why didn't I just take this and do that? Then I would have had all this advantage, except I wouldn't have had to give up the knight. I think that was stupid. This goes after this, right? We'd love to get one of these moves in, like either here or here with the queen, but knight covers. So maybe just going after this pawn. Do they have a good response? Maybe like there, going after this and this. Oh, I think I messed that up. I shouldn't have taken with the knight there. If this just going after activity, not sure. This, I'm just worried this queen move just looks really solid, holding everything. What about like going after this knight somehow? Or just even castles and just trying to get the rook involved. Looks good. We've given up a piece for 2 pawns. We've dislodged their king. Their pawn structure is awful. We're definitely still in this, guys. If we break here, they just get a queen trade and they're probably happy. Are they? I don't even know if they're happy even if they get a queen trade. How do we get... So, right, if we go like this, we're protecting this pawn. This knight is pinned. Then we get like that and that. But then how will we have a castle in? Are they going to have some play again? Oh, wow, what a position. What a position, guys. Here. Not sure. This takes. You push this pawn, try and reinforce this one. I'm not sure about that. It looks tenuous. I honestly think we just castle. Might be a bit slow though. We want to open up our rook anyway, so I'm not even going to hesitate. I'm just going to play that. It's tempting. Tempting to go after this queen. So if this now, they like defend like that maybe. Or like this, going after the pawn. Oh, that looks tempting. If they want to do this, I'm very happy. Because it's just going to line our rook up with their... In fact, if takes, we recapture a check. That looks incredible. So yeah, I'm going to go for this massive expansion, guys. I know it's ambitious. They can't take. Okay. So if they take, we get this rook lined up, but then they get checked. No, they don't, because rook covers. So this looks good. I want to play every move with like some sort of tempo. Oh, but they get that. I didn't look at that check. Ah! And now this check's coming with the queen. Would we throw that in? Takes. With check. We might have just blown it. If this... I think we've got to go here, because then it's less matey when the queen comes. If this, though, that looks good now. This looks almost good. Now who's getting attacked, though? Ah, maybe this was a bit much, pushing the pawns in front of my king. So if that, they get check. If here, that looks okay. Are they threatening anything? Don't think so. I don't actually see what they're threatening, guys. Maybe I'm missing something. They just take the pawn. So if here, or this threatens this. This also opens the king up. They can take like that. What about that? They get this check in there, don't they? We've got to be super careful. If this, I think they are winning now, because now they've just got an attack. Oh, if we could trade pieces, though. We just didn't develop. Ah. We just didn't develop at all. Takes. Oh god, this is complicated. My brain. That? There's no checks. Hit the queen. Here. Line up our queen with their queen. This is sort of an anti-developing move, though. So if this, that looks good. Like trying to get some space for ourselves. Oh, but then there's just this. Yeah, it's over. It's over. I want to analyze that. That is such a complicated position. I'm giving up there. That was such a bad move. See, I honestly think we're winning. If just this. They just take back. They've got an awful structure. How good is this for us? It says we're only plus 0.2. What a load of rubbish. Engine's wrong, guys. I mean, maybe they've got play down these open lines, you know, like that. But that structure is so bad. Surely we just get castled, and surely I think after a few moves the engine's gonna like realize we're better, right? Surely this is better now. What? Well, this has just sort of disproved everything I thought I knew about chess. The engine is saying this is better for black because of, I guess, this. Are they up material or something? No, this is even on material. How is black better here? I wouldn't have done that personally. I wouldn't have taken that. I'd have just left the tension there, I think, because if takes, I'd have just probably developed the rook. This all looks pretty not. I can't believe that's not winning for white. This pawn structure is awful. Maybe I'm overestimating the importance of pawn structure, but I guess that's because I'm skewed towards playing chess under time pressure, where structures make a big difference. Whereas the engine has unlimited time in the engine's world. Yeah, in the engine's world, time's not an issue. So maybe it's easier to navigate these bad pawn structures with low time, right? I'm gonna turn this brightness down, guys. Hope you don't mind. Getting a bit dazzled here. If this, I need. Right, come on. Getting sleepy, guys, but I just want to play chess. Right, I've seen this move a couple of times in the Scandi, and it's not like a normal. What is it? The Mies Kotrick Gobinski Mills defense. So normally in the Scandi it's there or there, right? But I've seen this a couple of times. I never know how to like exploit it. So here, just chasing the queen. What then? Try it. Now here, or this, or that doesn't work. They take. So if here we get weird development with our knight. Oh wait, the knight's pinned as well. So if this got to get step out of the pin, and now we can take with check. There we capture. Well, we take the pawn. Wow. So if we take it, corrects our pawn structure, and now we've just got a slightly weird development. So if this, maybe we look to fianchetto. They can't punish us on these these light squares because the queen itself is pinned. So this seems fine. Ah, so they let us waste a move. And now we've got to move the bishop this way anyway. Or we take with the knight. Yeah, let's take with the knight, and then we can go like this. Bang, hit the knight. This looks good. Maybe damage their structure. Well, you know I love damaging their structure, guys. You know I love it. You know I overvalue pawn structures. But if it's an advantage in my head, then that's still a good confidence booster, you know? So for this, fianchetto idea looks good. In terms of blunting this open rook, you know, pushing this pawn, creating a nice little hat defensive structure. I've also got to defend against this, though. I think we've got to blunt this bishop first. So now blunting the bishop again, also blunting the rook. This move looks almost necessary. Now Bosch. Or this. Going after this pawn with here. Maybe we start pawn storming already. See if this looks like a weakness. I think we just get castled. Let's see what they want to do. Yeah, I mean, I saw that was coming, but I don't really care. You know, we can take the open file. This is coming. Bang. Pressure here, but I don't know how they're going to add to that pressure. Do we do this? They just take. If this, they take, we take. I think we're happy. And we've still got this move coming to try and kick this bishop out. But maybe they throw in like that move. So maybe we play this first, then play that. So takes. If here, alright, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. So that's the only way to save our rook. I guess we play that. Now that looks good. They have to get passive to defend it, I think. If they go here, we take, and then take this pawn at the end. How do we go after this weak structure? That bishop pair is looking annoyingly good. So do we try and trade off one of the bishops? I think so. Looks way too strong, as is way too weak. Nice. We've got rid of one of their big problem pieces. And now if takes, they get the open file. And we want to play this anyway and reconnect the rook. So let's just do that. If they want to take and give us the open file, I'm very happy about that. So this works now because the knight protects, right? So if this now going after the bishop, if takes, then we're going to be able to put pressure on the bishop just with the king. And we get another pawn towards the center. Maybe that's okay. We'd love to stack like that. This move's coming. We've got to just be aware, but we can always drop back. I think we're going to see takes now. And now they've got to kick our knight. It's way too good. If that's not working, I say my knight's good, but actually it's dominated by this bishop. In actual fact, it just looks pretty with these two pawns protecting it, you know. So we've got to kick this bishop now. An absolute must. I'm a bit worried about this pawn. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Take that back. Got no fear regarding that pawn. Somehow this knight needs to be improved. So this looks to target this pawn. And the only way they can defend it is that. Because if they push it, then we take this one, right? It's tempting to try and trade pawns here, but we really want to win this pawn straight up. We don't want to trade one of our lovely connected pawns for this awful double isolate pawn, because that's sort of a win for them. What we want to do instead is like get our knight to this square and try and pressure these pawns. But I think this is a good idea as well. So let's go after one of these pawns. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even mention that because that just looks so bad for black. But then after this, we take still. This is a looming threat, just rendering black pretty inactive right now. So if here, is this a break? We take, it opens that bishop up. Where do we put the rook on the open file? I mean, it seems logical. But maybe this first to try and get the king some activity, like up here. If king, like, but this pawn's stopping our king coming in. Can we? I don't know. Let's try this. This seems like a logical move, right? Maybe they bring their king now. And I sort of wanted to play that anyway. Nice, nice. Charles repeating moves there, just not knowing what to do. That's a really good sign. As if we did get to this square and they take, and then we get this. Seems pretty good. If you notice what we've done, guys, by the way, sort of without even talking about it, they've got a light square bishop, so we've put all our pawns on light squares here. It's a little instructive moment there. Just rendering this bishop useless, and he's sort of moving it back and forth. As long as we don't let this bishop come in and target the base of the pawn chain, then I think we're pretty happy. So we can just play a slow move, getting the king into the game, preparing this now. But then if rook here, they get this. But then we counterattack, and then after takes, we get takes. So actually, we could invite the fork with the rook on this square. If here now, and now maybe this is a move, because if takes, we get our king further into the center. Also this. But rook on the open file looks really good. They're going to try and defend this pawn, because then they can push this. So I think rook on the open file is going to be key. So now if here now, we go here, they take, we take with check, they go here, we go here. Oof, a bit complicated, isn't it? Wow. This? Oh, that looks good, guys. Just get the king in. If this, but then you can't go here because of issues with this move again. With this move, sorry, check, winning the knight. So maybe this knight needs to pivot like this. Although I do like the way this knight's doing a good job, but now the king's protecting this pawn, this knight's not doing quite as much. So maybe it's time to finally centralize again with check. Maybe they'll trade off their light square bishop here. Maybe they will. If this first, because they can't really do anything. This just to get this, and then we can take with the king, and then if this, we have to go back anyway, so probably not worth it. If this, look to get our king centralized, but let's see if they want to trade their bishop. No, okay. Now this comes with check, and then we get like not much afterwards. I want to win this pawn for free. What if this weakens this pawn? If this, so if this, we get like hit the rook here to defend this pawn. I wish this pawn, even though it's double isolated pawn, it's sort of in the perfect spot to just hamper us a little bit. We'd love to get our king out. This here, check. That looks really good. If this, well, but then they go king here, don't they? But then we, wait, so here, check, king here. Then we move the knight back. So I want to move the king. Maybe I move the king and then I can pivot the knight back when I need to. I don't really want to weaken the structure here. I like the way our pawns are creating a wall against this light square bishop here. So I'm going to reroute the king. I think that's the plan. In order to get the knight round. Get active with the knight. So now if this, going after this pawn. Now there's this move. Hitting the rook. This takes. How could we fork the king and the rook? Nah, it's not going to happen, is it? Against the 2000, but hitting the rook looks interesting. I guess they'd go like here. Then we go here. We can pivot around, and then we're hitting this pawn. I think I like this, just moving the knight here. But then once on this square, if pawn push, what do we actually have? We've got to go back. What do we do? Do we go for king activity or knight activity? King, what have they got in this position? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. They take. Wow. So if we take this way, that looks to stop this structure progressing. If we take this way, maybe they've got a better pawn break. We've got to look at their pawn breaks here. If here, takes, looks pretty good for them. If here, Here, here. We just actually I sort of like this. Maybe. Now they've got a break, right? So if here, if rook in now, I mean also if this, and then if push, take. Not so simple, guys. We've just got a way better structure. Here, rook in, we take. King goes there to defend, we go here. It's just about king activity now, guys. I'm gonna try not to use too much time here. So en passant, they take. I mean, what is this pawn going to do? Because isn't this just good for us? They've locked in these two pawns as being bad against our structure. I mean, go for it, boy. We'll just take you. I'm going to grab this. In the meantime, then just go after these pawns. Just start charging, I think. So if here, does that create a weakness on this square? It does. Check. If this check, they take. I think I think I like this structure, this connect 4 here against the bishop and king. I don't think I'm going to do much with them. I'm just going to push these two and try and get in here. And maybe try and bring the rook like this. Something like that. Or even rook here. If here, how are they ever going to defend that pawn? I guess king in. Yeah. So maybe rook here to... Maybe just rook here. Here. So I get to the rook to this square. I think the rook's just a bit more optimized. It gives us the option of playing this. Do we need to ever push this pawn? You know what? I'd like to push this pawn to stop the king getting in to give us king mobility. So I think this is useful. I'm going to play it. Oh, I'm getting scared now, guys. I'm getting scared. So this looks nice to prepare that. Also this now. If check, they just take. But then our rook is a little bit stuck defending this backwards pawn. So I'm a bit hesitant about playing this. So if this takes, they get check. I come up, but then they get some rook activity, whereas this looks far more solid. Just reinforcing with the pawn. So now they're going to go after this. Takes here. If push, this pawn's never promoting. And if takes, we just go here. They go here, we go here. They go here. We go here. And then they have got a king escorting this pawn. I don't like allowing that though. But this, wait, if this though. Here. And then if that, then the pawn structure is locked in long term as being bad. And if this, then we're fine, right? But then king in. Ah, no. I'm a pawn up. Here, king in. Push. But then they take the rook, right? No. If here, here, king in. Rook back, and they're just sort of going to push this pawn. So this looks like my best shot. To just try and double their pawns, I think. Let's try that. If he, I'm hoping for this. Oh, thank God. Because now I'm not worried about this. This is locked in long term. If here, well, maybe I want to stop the king getting in. Right. So if here king gets in, but actually, where does it go? Well, it's hitting the rook though, isn't it? So it makes me want to go like this, and then if here we go here, but then king comes in anyway. This king comes in. How do we stop the king? Can we give a check? No, they take. This king comes in. Wow. This here. No. Here. We go here. And then king can't come in. And if they want to push, we just go here. Right? So like that. Stopping the king coming in is important. If they want to disconnect these pawns, go for it. I'm gonna win this pawn from behind. So now this check's available, but they take. Here looks natural, but then check, but then we take. That looks good. If this, take, but then they get some play with the rook. Oh my god, wow. Is this any good? Is this good to allow this? No, sorry, is this good to allow this? But then they get in. So no. This, here. Rook comes in, but we're defending. I think we've got to play where we're strong. And then push. That's a weird move. I thought they were going to go here. Maybe they're trying to get this check. So if here, check. Maybe we just push the pawn. Or like that. No, because if here they win this pawn, right? Oh, I just want this rook to be like... My rook's a little bit weird. Got to stop this king, but it's also trying to protect these pawns. It's a bit overextended. If here we give up this pawn, but then we're rolling, maybe we just roll anywhere. Maybe we go here. Because then we're getting in behind, right? And if here they can't really go after this pawn that easily, so I'm gonna get more active with the king. Maybe they come in this way though. Yeah, just this active king though. If here we're winning these pawns, or at least this one, and then this one. Sorry, I'm taking ages. I'm totally in my head right now. Sorry. Was I speaking? I'm so deep in the calculations there, right? So definitely this way, right? Let's just blitz out some moves. So now the king's coming in, which is a bit worrying. So if here it looks annoying, if here looks good, here, yuck. I'm just gonna go. I hope this position's winning. It's either winning or it's not, right? Let's take this pawn. Maybe they try to come in. No, okay, but now we're winning these pawns. Maybe we're just winning, guys. There comes a point where you've just got to say, are we winning? Now they're going to win this pawn, but we're going to win these two. Let's grab them. Interesting. This to maintain the defense of this pawn, or and stop the pawn going? I think so. All right. Rook. If king comes, we just take. And now just this, and we just promote, right? Yeah, I think we're winning, guys. We're winning. If this, how do they even stop my king? Oh, but they stopped the pawn. Wait, no. Yeah, they can't stop the pawn or the king, right? Bang. Bang. Like this. They take, we take. Wait. If here. Protecting everything. And if they take, we're protecting the base of the pawn structure still. And that's casual, guys. That is casual. That's how it's done. That's how you beat Charles. I honestly don't know if this video was like an hour long or half an hour long. I totally zoned out there at the end. So if here we can bring the rook, and then if this, we get this. Yeah, this is fine, right? Yeah, this is fine. So now they're locked onto this back rank. We go like this. Well, yeah, we go like this, and then we can win this pawn casually. Leisure. And then, yeah, it's not stalemate. We just start pushing another pawn, right? If here, we just push this pawn now. And this is casual, guys. This is how you do it casually. I barely even thought. I was just, yeah. No stalemates though. Our king is now blocking. That's a clever. Look at, he's still got his little tactics. This Charles, but we drag the king away with his check, and then here, and now we're promoting, right? Bang, guys. I don't think I've ever thought that hard. Not against Lee, honestly. No, I've not thought that hard in a chess game ever, I don't think. Check. A casual check. Come on, guys. It's the hat. It's the £100 Armani hat. That's what did it for us. We beat Charles. Another 2,000. Sorry if that video dragged on. Sorry if I zoned out in the middle there. I went deep in calculation zone. Thank you to all my subscribers. The channel's growing really quick. Like, it's like 10, 20 subscribers every day, which is so super encouraging. Thank you all for your lovely comments and liking the videos as always. So cheers. See you next time. And hope you can beat Charles too, guys.